everyone, I'm Katharine Trendacosta.
And I'm Diane Kelly.
And we're here in the makeshift iodine test kitchen to show you how to make condoms from 1844. So the ingredients, based on this little 2-paragraph recipe, is the cecum,
which is a blind end. It's more or less condom size.
a weak ley of soda,
So it's a solution of lye, really weak sodium hydroxide.
a nail,
Something dull. We're going to have to scrape it at some point. We will use a dull butter knife.
sulfur,
The Victorians were kind of badass about it. They would just take the condoms and lay them out on wooden racks, then fumigate them with burning sulfur. Literally with brimstone. And it's also really dangerous because it releases all this hydrogen sulfide gas. So we're going to do it the wimpy way, which is using a weak solution of sodium metabisulfite. So I have a cecum here. It's been soaking for a little while in water. And what we're going to do first is we're going to just cut off the part that we need.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite lines where it says, like, cut to the required length.
So this is the blind end, the cecum part, and we're just going to cut it.
What would they have used? I don't think they had dissecting scissors in
They
1844.
probably had big shears or whatever, knives, and we're just going to cut that.
Okay. So
Turn
you turn
both
it
sides.
inside out.
So we're going to turn it inside out, and there we go, inside out. This is the really stinky part.
And this is where we're going to soak it in a weak ley of soda.
We are going to put some lye on it. Okay, there we go.
So this is, according to the recipe, must be changed every 4 or 5 hours, 5 or 6 successive times.
Yeah, this is going to take a couple days.
In the grand tradition of test kitchens everywhere, we've prepared one earlier. The next thing it says here is just to remove the mucous membrane with a nail. What are we going to do?
We are going to use a dull butter knife. We're going to put some vinegar on it.
So vinegar's not in their step, but it's in ours.
Because we're concerned with safety. And then we're going to wash it with water. So here's our water.
I just don't think many people look at that and go, yes, put that on my penis. And now
Now we're going to scrape.
why are we scraping?
We are scraping to get all this mucous membrane off of it.
Why did they want the mucous membrane?
The mucous membrane cells, and cells can rot. It's all proteins. It's made of mostly of collagen, which is the same stuff that tendons are made out of.
Okay.
It's actually pretty tough stuff.
How do you know when you're done scraping?
The color changes. So when you scrape it, that light brown color goes away and it just becomes white. It's a pretty labor-intensive process.
Yeah.
So these were expensive. It was like a day's wages kind of expensive.
Well, that's why they reused them.
So yes, and that's why they reuse them. Next part is to sulfur it. Tiny, tiny bit of otherwise poisonous sulfur creating material. It's going to just be a little sulfury, and we will cover that up right away. All we have to do is wait. So after the sulfuring's done, we stretch it out on a mold, and then you would dry it. All right, so we will. What they would have to do, of course, they'd have a mold with an actual point on it.
It is very slippery.
But it needs to dry. We could just let it sit there, but we're impatient. So as it dries, it gets really transparent and gets even thinner.
What's the texture when it dries?
So eventually it dries out into this little sack.
This does not feel like something you could put on a person.
No, it is horribly papery, but you could store it this way and you can sell it this way. And then when you wanted to use it, you had to get it wet.
How much time do you really have to rehydrate your condoms before sex?
I don't think it's going to take very long. I think we need to let that reconstitute for a little while.
So here's what a condom looks like now.
Well, let's fill this with water so you can get a good look at, so we can compare.
Compare and contrast.
Compare and contrast. So there we go, our our 1840s skin condom.
And here's a 2015 just purchased around the corner.
Latex
Ooh.
condom.
You know what? That is not as different
As you might think.
as you might expect them to be.
All right, here we go.
Oh my god. That actually totally works.
I imagine putting it on was foreplay. All right, there we go.
Look, it's not like that different. I mean, obviously you put a ribbon around there, but 2015, 1844. I think they're perfectly fine. Condom from 1844 on this banana.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh my god, it's so squishy.
So would you put it on your dick? Would you use this? Would you use
Yeah, I
this?
would use this.
Okay.
I'd be like, yeah. No.
It's like it would like fall off when you're inside.
Oh, you have to tie it with a ribbon.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I don't need any more children.
But if you were in 1844 and your option was nothing or this, would you use this?
I mean, yeah, I would use it.
So there you have it.
A week of work,
At a day's worth of wages.
and you get a condom from 1844.